Hi guys, so I got to thinking about it today and I was thinking about my birthing experience with Rome and the pain of the afterbirth that no one tells you about. Literally no one told me about how painful it would be after I give birth. Not the doctors, not the nurses, not my mama, not anybody. So I thought that for I guess expecting moms or women that want to have a baby, here's something that you can look forward to. So my whole birthing process, the whole baby carrying 9-month ordeal was completely normal for me, thank God. Nothing bad happened. There was no complications with my pregnancy at all. And so when I first started having like the Braxton Hicks and stuff like that, they honestly they weren't that painful to me, like, at all. It just felt weird. It was just like a tense tightening in my guts, in my stomach area. Like, it was just tight and I didn't really feel, it was uncomfortable, I guess is the best way to say it. So I didn't really have an idea of how real contractions were going to feel, because that was like nothing. I could handle the Braxton Hicks. That was nothing to me. Well, one night I was at my friend's and my mom was with me, and I was having them pretty frequently, about every 5 minutes, I think. My friend was saying, hey, let's just take you to the hospital, and my stubborn ass was just like, I'm fine, like, this shit happened yesterday, like, I don't need to go to the hospital, I'm not gonna give birth tonight, like, I'm good. And she's like, no, like, let's go, let's just try. For my peace of mind, just go to the hospital and we'll just make sure, like, you're not ready to give birth or whatever. And I'm just like, after a while of going back and forth, I was just like, fine, let's just go. Mind you, the weather outside, it was snowing, there was ice, it was a freaking mess, and it was like heavy snow coming down. So when we get to the hospital, Donovan meets us there, and they hook me up to all these machines and stuff, and they're like monitoring like how often I'm having these contractions. And they're having me walk up and down the hallway, just walking, and then they're like, well, your contractions aren't close enough together for you to be in labor yet, but if you want, you have the option to get induced tonight, or you can go home. And like I said, it was blizzarding. I don't think that's a word. It was snowing like cats and dogs outside, and I really didn't want to go back out there, truth be told, but I also didn't want to give birth at that moment either, truth be told. And so I had a decision to make. And I was also thinking, oh my gosh, this decision is going to impact like Rome's birthday. Like every year I'm going to be responsible for picking his birthday because I gave them the okay to deliver him. I just didn't know exactly what I wanted to do. I was scared to death of childbirth. Still am, and I've already given birth, but yeah, I'm like, it terrifies me to no end. I'm looking at everyone to like get advice from. I'm like, what should I do? What should I do? What should I do? And no one can help me. And so I finally decided to get induced, and I'm crying, and I got tears and snot, and I just look a hot ass mess. My belly's out to here. I'm laying on my back. I'm trying to my hair's a mess. I'm trying not to look pitiful, but it's not working. And so they moved me into another room, put my IV in, still having those Braxton Hicks contractions, but then they're like, okay, well, we're going to induce your labor, so we're going to give you some Pitocin. I believe that's what it was. And so I'm like, okay, yeah, whatever, that's fine. And so they give me some Pitocin, and I shit you not, it was like night and day. My contractions went to, yeah, I can handle it, to boom! There was absolutely no way that I could stop this pain. There was no thinking about sunsets on the beach. There was no thinking about nature. There was no thinking about going to a good movie. There was nothing that was helping me relax. There was absolutely nothing helping me relax. So besides that, they gave me a catheter, which I was scared to death of. Now, mind you, I've never been hospitalized for anything. I've had concussions, and I've had a cracked, what is this arm bone called? This arm cracked, falling off a bunk bed, and I had a sling put in it, but I've never had to stay in the hospital overnight. I've never had stitches. I've never had anything. Like, the first time I've ever drew blood was when I got pregnant with Rome. I literally had no like real hospitalization experience. So that scared me too. The contractions come in and I'm feeling it. And they're like, do you want the epidural? And I was like, no, I'm gonna try to just like breathe through it, and I wanna like try to do this as long as I can without, I was really thinking I wanted to try natural birth. Big mistake. I wanted to see how long I can go without getting an epidural. So I'm having them, and they were getting intense, like just pain. I felt like someone was in the inside of my stomach and literally like pushing and just trying to like stretch my skin, like break it, like rip it, tear it, split it. It hurt so much. And after every contraction, they were coming about like every 10 seconds. I'm not even kidding you. It would start and I would be like, uh-oh. It's like, uh-oh. It's like that uh-oh where you know you're about to throw up and there's no safe place for you to throw up, and you're like, uh-oh. That's how I was feeling when my contractions were starting. I'm like, oh no, uh-oh, uh-oh. Ah, the pain, it hurt so much. And after every contraction, it never failed. A nurse would be like, do you want that epidural now? And I'd be like, no, that one's passed, it's good. And they're trying to talk to me, distract me. Oh, so what do you like to do? Or what are you gonna name the baby? And da 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 da. And they're talking, yapping, and I'm just concentrating on this pain that's about to come in 10 seconds. Another one would hit me. After that relax, they'd be like, do you want an epidural now? I'm just like, oh my God, like, no, I'm good. I'm fine, I don't need an epidural. Okay, this, I lasted for maybe an hour, I think. Was it an hour? I went to the hospital around midnight. No, I went to the hospital around 10, I think. 10:30. They put me in a room about midnight. They gave me the catheter, they gave me the IV. Oh, no. That's wrong. They didn't give me the catheter until after I had the epidural, I think. Because I didn't feel the catheter. That's what I was worried about. Yeah, that's right. So, I went into the hospital around 10:30, I think. They got me in a room because I finally decided to get induced around midnight. They gave me I'm all chopped and screwed. I don't remember what happened. Oh yeah, it was about 3 o'clock in the morning when they gave me the epidural. So I guess I did last a while. Huh. I think I'm remembering that correctly. I don't quite remember though. But yeah, I think they gave me the epidural at 3 in the morning, and then they broke my water at 6 in the morning. Yeah. And then they gave me, and then I delivered him at like 12:40 in the afternoon. Anyway, that's besides the point. They gave me the epidural, and when they give you when you decide that you want that epidural, what they have you do is they say, okay, I need you to sit up, and I'm looking at them like, you want me to do what? I can't move. What do you mean sit up? They're like, we need you to sit up, sit on the edge of the bed with your back to the door. I'm like, what? Why do you need me to turn around? Like, I want to know what's going on here. And they're like, trust me, just, this is the procedure, like, this is what you gotta do. And honestly, I was saying all that mess in my head because I was too concentrated on the pain. I was just like, oh, God damn it, man. So I just did it. They helped me sit up. That sucked bad. But there's more. They make you sit up. They make you move your body till you're on the edge of the bed. And then they have you lean forward. So not only are you having major contractions right now, but you have to sit up, you have to move your body to the edge of the bed, and then you have to lean forward with this big old belly with these strong, painful contractions. Now visualize that. So I'm on the edge of the bed, and then I hear a door open, and then I hear a squeaky, squeaky, squeak, like a tray rolling, and that's the epidural and the needle. And I think they have you turn around so the size of the needle doesn't freak you out. And honestly, the epidural was the thing that I was really, really worried about. The catheter and the epidural. Anything where things have to get stuck in me, I freak out. Anyway, they're putting the needle in, and I freak out. He was like, you gotta sit still. And I'm like, I am sitting still. I'm having contractions. What do you mean sit still? He's like, you have to stop moving. And he's getting snippy with me, so I'm getting snippy back. Like, I'm in pain right now. Have you ever given birth to a child? Have you ever been pregnant? Have you ever been through contractions? I don't think so. Shut it. That's what I'm thinking in my head. Well, I actually kind of said that stuff out loud too. I didn't tell him to shut up, but I think I said that you're pissing me off or something like that. Anyways, he puts the needle in. Pain. Sharp pain I've never experienced before. It hurt so bad. I was crying, I was cussing, and then all of a sudden, I was like, oh, okay, we're done, it's done, it's in, it's done. And then he's like, we're gonna have to do it again. I'm like, what? Do it again? Why? He's like, I didn't get it in the right spot. Well, I'll be damned. You didn't get it in the right spot, so we have to do this whole process again. Okay, so I'm like, Jasmine, don't be a punk. Just do what you gotta do, because I know if one thing is for certain, I'm not giving birth to this child without any epidural. It's not happening. I would die. I felt like I was dying. There was no way. There's no way. And so they do it again. Again, I'm cussing. I'm crying. Like, I'm squeezing Donovan's hands and my mom's hands. So actually, I think it was just Donovan. I think he was standing right in front of me, and I'm squeezing his hands so hard, and I'm crying. There's tears dripping, and I like look up at him, and he looks so like defeated, like he wants to help me so bad and he can't, and he's like looking down on me like, ugh, it was awful. So they get that in, and they're like, okay, you can lay back down now. A little while goes by, they put the catheter in, and then I was like, how do I know if I have to pee? And then they're like, you already did. I was like, oh, okay. So this really works. It was really weird. I can no longer feel my contractions anymore. The only way that I know I'm having one is I'm looking up at the monitor, and when the lines were like really sharp and close together, you're having one. It's like ding, 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 ding. But when you weren't, and your contraction like went through its motions, it would be like really slow and just kind of like gradual and consistent. Fast forward, my doctor comes in. It's about like 9 or 10, and she's like, oh yeah, you're really close, and she leaves or whatever. She makes it like right in time before I push this kid out of me. I think I pushed twice, and he was out. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. I didn't feel any pain. I didn't even know I was pushing that hard. I couldn't really tell, but they're like, wow. They're like, are you sure this is your first time giving birth? I was just like, I'm absolutely positive. I'm sure of it. So he comes out. He's good. He's healthy. Yada, yada, yada. Take out the epidural needle. And then I'm slowly starting to get feeling back in my legs and stuff. Very, very slowly. But before they did that, they sewed me up. They sewed me up because when he was coming out, they had to cut. They cut you, and then they sew you up. Anyway. And then they took the epidural needle out. And it was almost immediately, they were like, okay, we need you to get up and go to the bathroom. And I'm like, no. I was like, I'm not, nope. Keep that catheter in until I'm ready to get discharged. They took that out, and they're like, no, you need to get up and move around and walk and stuff. And then there's like all those like blood clot risk and all that stuff, so you have to get up and move. I didn't want to, and at that time the drugs were still in me, like the pain medicine, and so it hurt. It did hurt, but it wasn't bad yet. So I get up, I go to the bathroom. I'm like, it's so difficult. I can't bend, I can't squat, I can hardly like get a full step in. I'm like taking these baby steps, moving really, really slowly. I had to have Donovan help me to the bathroom like that whole first day that we were there. And they give you like these wipes and this like squirty bottle thing to like clean yourself and things and stuff and things. That was horrible. Horrible. When we leave the hospital, a couple of days later, Donovan pulled up in his truck. So Donovan brought his truck, and his truck has, when you open up the doors, there's steps that like kind of appear from underneath the truck. Like you open the door and it's like ching ching, and like the step pops out, so you can step on the step and then get in the truck. Honey, those steps were not low enough for me. It took so much time for me to get up in on that step and get in the truck. Like, I was in so much pain down there. It hurt so bad. That pain was worse than the epidural. The pain was worse than, well, really the epidural and the afterbirth pain was the only pain that I like experienced during childbirth. It was so painful. So when we get home, of course, like, I need to shower, I need to go to the bathroom, I need to do this, I need to do that. When we got home, they sent me home with like the pads because I was still losing blood. sent me home with the pads, little squirty bottle thingy, cleanser thingy, and these like, they look like makeup remover, like circle pads, but they had like this cleanser in it for you to help yourself like clean yourself. Honey, I was in so much pain. It hurt so bad to go to the bathroom. It hurt to sit on that toilet. It hurt to do anything. I couldn't wipe myself at all. So that's why they give you that squirt bottle thing. You squirt, squirt, squirt with a little soap and, you know, water and stuff. And that's pretty much you cleaning yourself. And that's pretty much how it was for about 6 weeks. 6 weeks. And they say you can't have sex or anything like that for 6 weeks. Baby, it was about 2 months because I was, 1, afraid of the pain, and 2, was feeling as though I wasn't completely healed. Like, and I didn't like look. I couldn't even look. I couldn't take a mirror and look. I was too scared. I was horrified of what I might see. There's no way. I was scared to death. And like I told you, I've never had stitches. So when it started to heal, it itched so badly. Like so badly. And I guess that's what happens when stitches heal. They'll like itch like wherever you get like stitches. I guess it like itches because it's healing and like dissolving or whatever. I don't know. But it itched so bad. I couldn't do anything about it. Like that was the worst part. Like I can't touch it. Like it hurts. It itches. It was just awful, awful, awful. And that's what nobody tells you about. So I'm here to tell you, if you're about to give birth, planning on giving birth, planning on having a baby, just remember that afterbirth pain is real and it sucks. And for me, it was the worst part about the whole childbirth experience. It was the worst. So, good luck. So, that's my experience with childbirth and the things that they don't tell you about it. And yeah, so thanks for watching and see you in the next video. Bye.